Hello, everyone, and welcome to my once weekly show. My name is Michelle Marie, and I am both a Vedic astrologer as well as a tarot and oracle card reader. I'm also well versed in Vedic remedial measures, and I just want to thank you so much for coming today. Now, before we go into the readings with the lovely Gerald of Tarotstache, I want to set the stage for tonight's energy and what the astrology is reflecting in the collective, because it's important that we all stay informed. So we are closing out January with all of those planetary wars in Capricorn, specifically Mercury, Venus, Sun, and Mars all clashing in the sky. And that's reflected in the headlines about communication breakdowns, escalating enforcement actions, and reactive power plays. And this is taking place across local, national, and international arenas. So Capricorn rules our structures, our authority, governments. It's attention that shows up in institutions, leaders, and policies, and how these decisions are unfolding. So, for example, in the last few weeks, we've witnessed another tragic event in Minneapolis. There was an ICU nurse, Alex Preddy, who was fatally shot by a federal Border Patrol agent during an immigration enforcement action. And this incident has shocked communities and sparked a lot of protests and called for accountability. So Preddy's family and colleagues, they described him as very compassionate, a caregiver. He was devoted to his wife and others and helping others, his life and helping others. His death is prompting a very intense debate right now and public scrutiny about how federal enforcement is being carried out. So that's just one example of how these wars are affecting us. This follows the murder of Renee Good, and she was also shot by an ICE agent earlier this month during the height of the wars. This highlights concerns with escalating federal force that many are struggling to reconcile, including Jonathan and I. So the public reaction that we're seeing, including the protests, the corporate calls for escalation, this tells us that the collective is feeling these events and they're responding appropriately, which is good. They're pushing back, which is a very good thing. These are very painful and polarizing stories, but they're not isolated headlines. Astrologically, they're part of the pressure that's building in the third house of the collective of the United States. That's neighbors, communication, media narratives, and the ninth house of foreign affairs and our justice system. So this is the same axis that was triggered by the powerful September eclipses. I said, right after the September 7th eclipse, something is going to challenge our free speech and it's going to be violent. That's when Charlie Kirk was shot. Okay. So the third and ninth axis, it's all about how we talk to each other, how we relate to outsiders, how we understand law and justice, and how collective systems either hold or fail to hold people accountable. So this brings us to what's coming on the horizon. We have an annual solar eclipse on February 17th, and this is in Aquarius, Dhanishta Nakshatra. So this is a turning point that is going to double down on these themes. Aquarius naturally rules group identity, networks, technology, and collective consciousness. When eclipses occur there, tensions around how these communities cohere or fragment come to the surface, especially where our communication, rights, and shared values are involved. So as we move into February, you will see these more Aquarius activations as Mercury, Venus, Sun, and later Mars energize the sign, start some more wars. Rahu, who's the north node that causes eclipses, is going to remain very strong. He loves Aquarius. That's going to intensify mass narratives, media friction, and collective psychology. And then Mercury is going to turn retrograde toward the end of February, I believe the 26th. And that's going to urge a lot of reflection, reevaluation, and what we've learned and spoken aloud. So prepare for these eclipse seasons. I am going to provide a full forecast of February, so look for that, as well as a video about the eclipse. I've also restructured my channel. I have courses available that you can check out. They're absolutely free, going over the astrology over the last year so that you can get into those remedial measures and help you navigate some of these things that are coming. So know that calmness is the master key to success. And when we're undergoing turmoil, it's so important to seek that inner stillness through your spiritual practices. Because in conflict, when we're coming from a place of compassion, we can we can face the injustice without being silent. So tonight, as we explore the astrology and cards together, we're going to help guide and help you navigate some of these currents personally. So know that what looks like chaos on the outside can be a clearing out on the inside, which needs to happen because these things have been under the surface for a while. They're just coming out because they've been enabled. So with that, I am very happy to introduce someone who brings me so much joy and grounded insight, and he is a light heart in this toughening world. So the creative Gerald of Tarotstache, and we are going to do your questions tonight, and so go ahead and put those in the chat, and I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. Yay!
I know you can't hear it, but...
Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh, it's a cowbell glimmer globe.
Everybody needs a cowbell with glimmer globes because as you were talking, you said something, noted calmness. Is that, and that noted calmness can be challenging to do. And one does not need to have noted calmness all of the time. You just need to be aware, and this is Gerald's advice. When you realize that you're moving out of that calmness, then you make adjustments to remedy that. So nobody ever stays like that all of the time. There's always this flow. We have to honor that flow and recognize it when it happens. So
beautifully said. Thank you, Gerald. Oh my goodness. It's like you worked in a library or something, or you can research. Huh?
I don't know, but I think it's a really smart thing because you're doing a great service to providing a good update for each month. And if you've watched those, everybody, because you've subscribed, you've already subscribed, right? And what's helpful is you can watch it before, when it first comes out. You can also go back and watch it just to do some double checking. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, I'm a huge supporter in forewarned is forearmed, and we can make appropriate choices for ourselves.
Definitely. It's how I stay calm. We were talking about enneagrams on Gerald's show with Jamie the other day. And my enneagram is the loyalist. And I tend to get very anxious because I see this stuff going on in my way, because I'm a 5 wing, is to research and to analyze and to look at it from a more intellectual perspective, so that not only do I know what's coming and I'm prepared for it, but then I can see it as more of a science and less as of a reactive event.
Yes, it does. It does give us the ability to step in the observer mode for a bit, which sometimes is necessary for our overall well-being.
It is definitely, and especially in these times of just collective uncertainty, and the Pluto return of the United States is no joke. It makes the eclipses much more powerful, and really pay attention to what comes out after the eclipse, because that's the dark secret that's going to unfold. It's how I predicted Roe v. Wade. It's how I predicted, Project 2025 taking up effect, things like that. So pay attention to the secrets that come out and take them very seriously, because that's when the darker energies can manifest and get their bidding done. So,
that being said, I think it's really important for people to spend a little bit of time noting where they are. How are they feeling? Because I'm not an expert at astrology, certainly not Vedic astrology, but sometimes how your chart is can give you an indication of how you are going to respond to these things. The dreaded Mercury retrograde. Well, it depends upon where Mercury is in your chart to see how it's going to impact you. And, and she does not know I'm going to say this, but if you want a good reading, contact Michelle Marie.
Oh, thank you, Gerald. And all of Gerald's links are in the description too. He's a lovely tarot reader. Thank you, Gerald.
So you're welcome. But, again, that's knowledge is power.
It is. It is very well said. And it's also important to find out where Mercury rules in your chart. Like, for instance, you and Jonathan, Mercury is your ascendant ruler. So whenever he goes retrograde, it's important to watch your health and accidents and things like that.
Yes.
If he's in your second house, you need to watch your speech, what you're eating. If he's in your third house, your communication. So yeah, I love that you brought that up. That's very insightful. Thank you.
And again, if you're new to all of this, you want somebody who is skilled, like Michelle Marie, who is able to explain it in a way that you can understand it. Because not only is she knowledgeable, but she's also able to help you connect with the information. No one wants to get stuff that's, sometimes I want things at the college level, and other times I want them at the elementary school level so I can pull it right out and start doing something with it. So.
And that's great advice, because when I first started doing readings, I was told by a coach, do it like you're talking to an elementary school class, because not everyone's going to understand all the technical terms. And even if they do, most people are coming to you at the end of the day and they're just tired. So
well, and people oftentimes, I have to remember, oftentimes when people come for a reading, they're already in a bit of a crisis.
Yes, that is correct.
It's unfortunate. I think, I would love it if more people were to contact me for readings about, like baby visits. Things are okay. What am I not seeing? How do I, anyhow. So I think it's one of those, use the power to help you and plan ahead.
Very well said. Thank you, Gerald.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. So just to let everybody know, the tips are in the description. They go first. Rachel, you are our first tipper, so go ahead and get your question in. Yay. And while you guys get your questions in or tip, I'm going to go ahead and say hi. Good to see you, Venus. Good to see you, Jan Sui. Lovely to see you, Rhoda. Welcome back, sweetie. Bora is here. Lovely to see you. Higher Quotient, I went ahead and got your question in. Welcome. Arcana, nice to see you. Ryan Slade is here. Good to see you. Rooted Willow is here. Lovely to see you, dear. Love photos you've been putting up. Main Street's here. Oh, thank you. And Ryan, I got your question in. Gigi, I got your question in. Welcome, welcome. Everyone's saying hi to Gerald. Yes, we love cowbell. And then, Diana's here. Good to see you. Tribal dancers. I love that. That's great. Everyone's saying hi. Kritika is here. It's lovely to see you, Kritika. We're going to be the moon's going to be in Kritika Nakshatra tomorrow. So that'll be good. And then Diana says, know where you are. Excellent advice. I was born with a Mercury retrograde. Piece of cake time for me. I slow down for a change. Okay. People who are born with retrogrades in their chart, the planet is making you slow down and rethink things. And we all have, I have Jupiter retrograde. And when I learn something, I want to teach it to someone immediately, even before I've mastered it. So I've got to sit, study, take a few years to get to know it before just jumping in and teaching everyone. So with Mercury, it's you got to check your communications and look at what house that's into.
Absolutely.
Karen is here. Lovely to see you. And thank you for supporting both live streams. We appreciate that. Good to see you, Dark Crypto. And Karen, 5 retrogrades. Wow. So you're doing a lot of reevaluation in this lifetime. Someone I know with 6 retrogrades is Monte Farber, and he has the best stories about how those manifested in his life. Wow. So, yeah. I love meeting people with a lot of retrogrades because they have the most fascinating stories. They're like, well, I can't just do things the way other people do them. I've got to really think ahead of time. So, and then general reading, you got it, Kritika. And then I'll put your question in. All right. And then Rachel's question is up. Yes, your life has not been boring. I bet.
And by the way, if everybody has not subscribed to the channels, please do so. Please give the video a thumbs up. It helps a little bit. So please do that.
Okay. Oh my gosh. And Diane says 7 retrogrades for me, Jupiter and Uranus among them.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I just have to say, you know, some of these people are just trying to be overachievers, and that's that's not the overachieving I want.
Yeah.
It's
You came here to do some stuff. Oh my goodness. All right. So Miss Rachel, you are first because you are our first tipper. Thank you for that. I really appreciate the energy exchange. All right. I am close to making a decision about things. This science course is harder than I thought, but I'm doing it. I'm about to flush the idea of going to Tufts, even though I'm sad about it and scared to let it go. I'd love some cards to make sure that this is a safe decision to stay in the Army right now and to let this program go. Okay. So we're looking at getting rid of Tufts and staying in the Army, and you want cards on that. Okay. You got it.
mm.
Ooh. Speaking of Mercury. Okay. And while we pull cards, another thing you guys want to look at is I have a course available. It's in the description, and it's on identifying and navigating your karma, and it's $15 a class. So you can check that out. Something I'm excited about. It's on my website. Ooh.
Well, I did a reading about, you know, I'm looking at the first card I pulled for Tufts, the Tower.
Ooh.
I'm thinking, yeah, that's probably a good idea to walk away from that. It doesn't necessarily feel right. As it relates to things about the staying in the Army, there is a need for you to be willing to go slow and steady with it, to make sure you're doing what you need to do. This is stay in your own lane, do exactly what you're supposed to be doing, making sure that you are being very clear with understanding all of the expectations around that so that you can meet them. That in mind, also, everything is going through there's a lot of judgment going on. Everything is being judgy. I got the judgment card. And part of this is it's people who are situations which cause panic. And when panic happens, people are pointing the finger. Rachel, here's a key thing for you. Be very careful that you are not creating drama where there is no drama. It's important for you to fact check and to ask what's real and what's not real, because I have underneath the judgment card, I have the 8 of Swords, which is oftentimes seeing barriers where there are no barriers and hearing things that aren't really factual. So I would encourage you to, as you are doing the things that you need to do, slow down enough to fact check and to understand what's reality and what's part of your imagination. And I'm not discounting the imagination. I'm just saying don't get too caught up in it, if that makes any sense. So that's what I have for you, Rachel. I hope that gives some indication for you.
Right, beautifully said, Gerald. Well, for Tufts, I got the Magician reversed. So that goes right in line with what Gerald got. Okay, so now is not the right time. It's not going to be able to manifest fully for you. Okay. What I did get was Gemini and Mercury rules Gemini. We mentioned this at the beginning of the show. It's very important that you communicate exactly what you need from both superiors and colleagues, because there's a disconnect in your ability to work well with others when it comes to the military. And there's some communication breakdowns here. The reason I say that is I got the Three of Pentacles reversed. So this is all about skilled work through collaboration. Okay, so there's a lack of cooperation. There's some trouble at work. Your heart might not be in the army. That's what I'm getting when I see this. You might be overly seeking or underly seeking approval from others, just depending on who it is. And so you might be avoiding taking necessary steps, especially when it comes to letting your voice heard and voicing what you need, because this rules the throat chakra, this particular card. So know that there can be some collaboration with leadership, but you're the one who's going to have to reach out and make that happen. Okay. That's the main energy that I got in around the army. So then I went to my Mahabharata oracle and I pulled Bhishma. Now he appears when selflessness guides the path forward, and that's what being in the army is all about. So he had a vow that defined his destiny, and through restraint and service in the military, he upheld his noble ideas beyond his personal desire. Bhishma was a good man who had to fight on the bad side because that was his dharma. And he was able to take the North Path at the end of his death because Krishna came to him and said, "Good job. You led the army against me. You did a fabulous job of creating my play for me. Now you will go to the heavenly realms." So he was rewarded for doing bad things. It just a bit flipped me. But I'm not saying you're going to be rewarded for doing bad things. But even if you feel like you're on the wrong side of history right now, know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And in doing your duties nobly, you are fulfilling your dharma. Okay, so this card indicates a necessary sacrifice for a higher purpose that you've stepped into in your life. So one thing that you can do is let go of any short-term gains and just focus on that sustainable success moving forward, because sacrifice is going to clear the way for growth for you. And as much as you may disagree with what's going on, it's important that you continue to do your duty, because that was what you signed up for in this birth. Okay, Rachel, I hope that was helpful. And she goes, "I've smoothed things over at work nicely. About to drop a thanks card to leadership tomorrow." Excellent. Well, they're definitely they're recognizing that, and keep doing things like that, because it's important that you keep those lines of communication open and you don't let them close again, because we pulled cards in the past for you where you were just bullied, and you don't want that. Okay, honey.
You had talked about being articulate and saying what you need. I have the Queen of Swords, which is absolutely about that. Knowing what you need to do and saying it in a way that people can hear it.
Beautiful. Okay, so, and oh, thank you, Gigi. We're wearing our power necklaces. And Footprint Tarot, welcome. Thank you for lurking. We appreciate you for being here. Great handle. Higher Quotient, I got your question in. Okay, so let's see. We have Higher Quotient, and then we have Rhoda as our next tipper. So Higher Quotient, and yes, Gigi, I did get your request. I would love to know if there's a new job or career opportunity in the near future for me. Okay. Do you have your eye on anything in particular, Higher Quotient? And Rachel says, "I feel like compassion will go far for me if I just chill." Very good. Yep. Just take your emotions out of it, like that Queen of Swords. That's great.
Yep.
And I'm glad that he or she apologized regarding Ollie. That's very good, Rachel. Okay.
Okay.
Know that we're just doing flyby readings, guys. If you want something really in-depth and personal, our links are in the description and we're available for reading.
Yeah. So, Higher Quotient, my existing job suddenly ended and I am pursuing opportunities in the same field as my existing career, but is there new areas or businesses I should pursue? as it relates to the first question, I got a, is there a new job opportunity in the future? I got a more no than yes, but I got that with the Queen of Pentacles, which tells me don't try to rush it. It's going to come in its appropriate time. What also is telling me is it's an important thing for you to, you need to network. You need to let people know what's going on and that you may be interested in, other opportunities within the field or outside of the field, because you may never know who is going to remember what you've said. And there's pay very close attention to the way you talk about your previous employment. Because nobody wants a snitch. No one wants a whiner. And so be very careful with that. Even if it feels like you're just being silly, always remember people are listening. Your next boss could be in the room. So be careful with that. There is a good opportunity for you in creating perhaps a different area, but it's going to take more time. There's part of me is saying you need to figure out emotionally what's going to be your most exciting for you, and then perhaps take a class around that. Do a little bit of research to see what that looks like, higher quoting. So that's the feeling that I have with it. I mean, and there's no real warning other than the pay attention to how you speak about what has happened. So that's what I have for you.
Well, I'm glad that you said that, Gerald, because that really, really good just ties in with my cards here. I did get Jupiter. They said a blessing can come your way, but you do need to do your homework. And Gerald really tapped into that, because I got that there was some defensiveness, some challenges in that last job. It's important that this is an elevated stance where attackers are below, but she's maintaining her peace. Her Manipura is lit, and she's coming from a place of peace, and she's not engaging with the drama, and that in itself is powerful. Okay, so he brought up, workplace drama and chatting and things like that. It's important that you fight for your position and your beliefs and things like that, but you need to do so in a way that's appropriate in the workplace. The reason I say that was I got the Queen of Cups, but she came up reversed. Okay, this is gossiping. It's denial of one's behavior. It's some emotional problems at work, getting involved with other emotional people at work, backbiting, things like that. Don't participate in that. Turn away like she is in this card. Focus on the job at hand and being as professional as you can without giving into this drama. Okay. The reason I also say that is I then went to my Mahabharata oracle for some little added insights, and I got the impartiality card. Now, I love this card because, as you can see, there's a war going on behind Balarama. And he is farming during the war, and he's feeding both armies. And he's like, I'm impartial. I'm just here to feed people. I'm not going to take sides. And when people came to him and asked his opinion, he's like, oh, well, this is how you grow this, and this is when you fertilize, and this is when you plant. And they're like, wait, no, we want to know what you think about the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Like, what's your stance? And he goes, I'm here to feed people. I'm here to do my job. I'm not here to get involved in the politics. Okay. So when Balarama appears, neutrality becomes wisdom, and it can bring you a lot of success in this next job, but you don't want to fall into that again. Okay. So he chose nourishment over conflict, and he tended to the land rather than choose sides. So his restraint laid in stewardship and honoring his calling, why he was there to get the job done, not to participate in the other stuff. Okay. So decline roles or conflicts that are outside of your expertise. Really get a feel for the office before you go in. Maybe talk to a few people on the way in and out. Ask what the overall dynamics are like, because you need to be focused on what you do best and not getting involved in the drama. Okay. It's great for TV, but not in real life. So
It's exhausting in real life.
it really is. And if you try to get sucked into those things, just take a step back. Okay. That's what they're having you work on before they're able to give you that beautiful blessing of a new career job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that was helpful. Okay, Jansui, I got your question in. Welcome, Shem. Thank you for the compliment. That's very sweet of you. All right, the lovely Rhoda is next. Let me see if we got anything else in here. Okay, I'm gonna open up Rhoda's question. Oh my goodness, yes, Michelle, that's so true. No gossiping at all. Good. There was no alignment, no bad mounting, even though it was a huge learning experience. I grew a ton and I'm grateful. Yeah, you don't want to feed into that drama, honey. It's not good. Yeah. Okay. And Rhoda is here. Yay! Okay, let me go ahead and pull up your question. Let's see. I am not seeing it. Can you go ahead and put it in for us, Miss Rhoda? That would be awesome. And the more specific you are with your questions, the better. A message from my guides or just a general reading, it doesn't allow us to really tap in as deeply as we could.
It's a bit of a missed opportunity. If there's an aspect you're curious about, throw us a bone.
Yes.
And throw them a bone too.
Yes. All right, Rhoda, we're just waiting for that question to come in. And Karen says, oh, yes, employers, go check all your postings to see if you were partying. Oh, yeah, or mouthing off or things like that. You got to be careful on social media, too. That's very good advice. Very good advice. All right, what do I need to hear most for this week? Okay.
Okay, for this week.
This week. Jane's here. Good to see you, Jane.
Jane the Secret Tarot. Hello, Jane.
She's on next week, guys. You don't want to miss it. One of my favorite people, along with Gerald, to read with.
So, okay, Rhoda. I pulled 3 cards and I got 3 major arcana. Hello, pay attention. Pay attention. And okay, so, and it's interesting because we have the 17, we have the star, we have 18, the moon, and we have 21, the world. So what do you need to hear most for this week is the universe is saying, pay attention. We're giving you opportunities. Pay attention to the stars, to the astrology, to the heavens. Look up and notice what's going on. Anytime for me when the star shows up, this says the universe is wanting you to be successful. That's what it means. The universe is noticing. This is also an impressive time for you to spend thinking about who you are and looking inward. Take some time for some meditation. Take some time for you to be quiet and to listen to yourself. If you are a person who does mirror work, it's an opportunity to look into the mirror and to recognize the power that is in you. The moon card says it's time to go inward before we go out into the world. So spend the rest of this week definitely going, okay, I'm going to isolate a little bit, and that's okay because that's a healthy thing to do. What that does is it gives you the ability to see the world, your world, from a clearer perspective. It allows you to go, what's my area of focus? What am I noticing? And where do I want to spend my attention? Because without that time of reflection, it's a bit chaotic. this is an opportunity for you to, Rhoda, to understand the opportunity that the stars are giving you. Sit in silence, do a little bit of journaling, mirror work, get some good sleep, by the way, and pay attention to your dreams, because next week you're going to be able to have some clarity about where you want to focus your energy. So there you go.
Thank you, Gerald.
You're
And
welcome.
Shem says, wow, without even asking, I'm getting lots of answers. Yep, there you go. I love that. All right. So, Miss Rhoda, you can't make this stuff up. I got Capricorn. This is all about your goals, business. This tells me you have been working hard and you have been burning the candle at both ends, because Capricorns are all business. So this tells me, hey, you have got all of your foundations laid for your business. You've been putting a lot of hard work into making things happen in the last couple of months, and the guys are really recognizing that. This is a very authoritative and beautiful card to get, but it's time to rest. I got the lovely Four of Swords. You see how she's nesting? You just need to go nest. And she's got her little heart there, paying attention to your dreams, nesting, really spending time in seclusion, because you have been working very hard. Okay. This is burnout, depression, rejection, loneliness. It's like, oh, it can affect our third eye. So you need to take a mental rest from everything that's been going on, because you have been working. So it takes out some time for recovery, and that space that you give yourself will help you regain balance. And as Gerald said, help you prepare for the next week, in the coming week. Okay. Now, what I got from the Mahabharata Oracle is interesting. Now, I know I've touched on this before, but I got love. I got Radha. Okay. So Radha's love transformed, it transcended time, form, possession. It's not a possessive love. It's the kind of love that you have with someone without that expectation. She embodied devotion that liberated rather than bound. So when this card comes up, it tells me there is a pure, heartfelt connection or love flowing without fear coming your way. So if you're looking for a relationship, it can bring deep emotional bonding, reunion, spiritual partnership can arise. But when it comes to your career and working, this tells me that emotional healing right now is going to restore a lot of balance, and any type of heart-centered practices, because you see the heart is here in the card, that's going to benefit your well-being right now. So that is, that's the overall energy that I got in and around you. So just know that when you express your love freely, it can become divine, but it's important that you take out time and love for yourself as well, so that you're not coming from a place of burnout. Okay, hope that was helpful.
I love
and
that.
of course, Jane, I already put you in. Members get, if you're a member on my channel, go ahead and ask a question. It's part of the perk. So, all right. And Jane says, I just did mother healing work. It was freeing. I wish you the best. That's beautiful, Jane.
That's great.
That is so great. I love hearing that. Oh, and yeah, Jane, you have the coolest mom. Okay. And Rhoda says, you both are amazing. Thank you both so much. You're so welcome.
You're welcome.
So Jane, go ahead and ask your question, and we will answer it for you.
And Rhoda said the same message came out last time. I thought I was doing okay. Here's the thing, Rhoda. You are doing okay. You just need to do more of it. Don't think of it that it didn't work. Think of it as you get to do it again, because you need a second dose. And you need a second nap. It's okay.
Yeah.
So
it's just a reminder from Spirit. That's very well said, Gerald.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Jane, go ahead and ask your question, dear, and we will go ahead and answer you next, because you are a lovely member. And Jane, I am going to start coming back in the morning. I have to figure out a day of the week to do that, and giving weekly readings. So right now I'm redoing the entire foundation of my Facebook page. If you look in the courses, I got a lot of free courses there. So. All right. How will my Wednesday go? I'm getting my injections. Okay. Kali Ganesha Vishnu. I love that. Okay. Take care, Footprint Tarot.
Enjoy the rest of your workday.
Mm-hmm. Miss Jane. Wednesday. That is a very specific question. Thank you for asking that, Jane. It's like you read cards or something.
So, Jane, how will it go? It's going to go well. It's going to be emotional. It's going to lead to a higher understanding of things. I will actually show you my cards in a second. I like taunting you because that's just me.
She's ready for you, Gerald.
there you go. But here's the great thing is how will things go? I have the Empress. The Empress is saying this will be nurturing for you. This will take some time. And what's really powerful is the Empress is going to make sure that with all of her might to make sure that everything is safe, everything is good, and it's nurturing. Because what's also great, it's followed by the Queen of Cups. Hello, Queen of Cups. Yeah. I mean, and the Queen of Cups, very healing, very, very, very powerful. For entertainment purposes only. You might want to drink some tea to help things go down. All right. You could do it in, a Tarotstache mug. Ha, 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 ha. But I mean, we have the Empress here. This is the emotional minor of the Empress. So you're getting a lot of support with that. And that's really powerful. These are connected. Things might stir up a little bit for you. That's part of the process. I've never been pregnant. I understand that people, when they get pregnant, hormones create a lot of emotions. And that's okay. The other thing is I got the Judgment card. And the Judgment card here is pay very, very careful to, all right, I'll just say it. Follow the guidelines that your physician is giving you for how to care for yourself. Do not deviate on that. And if this is big picture stuff, make sure you're following the appropriate plan. So I know you're not getting preggers. But really it feels very important for you to follow the plan and keep in mind the big picture of this. This isn't a one and done thing per se. It may be, but it's part of a bigger picture. So, and I love this for you, Jane. It's great.
All right, Jane. So the first card I got for you is Taurus. Be very practical when it comes to how you handle your health moving forward. Taurus also rules speech. So making sure that you are keeping that line of communication open with your doctors as you go through this. Taurus is all about looking at your resources and using them as responsibly as possible. Okay, so it's important that you not be stubborn, but at the same time, be very practical when it comes to your overall recovery, preparing for the upcoming surgeries and things like that. I also pulled Queen of Cups. She did come up kind of sideways, so I'm not sure if she was upside down or right side up. So what that tells me is you're very emotional about this. Really, really focus on that beautiful intuitive sense that I know you have in order to navigate any fear that you might be facing over the next month regarding your procedures, because they're big things, okay? I got a really beautiful card for you, and I love it when I pick this because it does tie into what we talked about last time. I got the lovely Two of Cups. So this tells me, as Gerald said, you have support in and around you. This is union under a shared consciousness. This is harmony, working as a team, A marriage that involves someone that really has your back when it comes to your health. So really see this as their opportunity to emotionally bond with you and show them how they love you. It's the hubby. Okay. So you do have that. The reason I said the queen came up a little sideways is you might be a little on edge as to what's to come. This is all about resilience. Okay. So if you feel like your guard is up, that's okay. It's good to set boundaries for yourself and for your emotions, but come at it from a point of discipline and structure and not emotional reactivity. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of resilience after the struggle of what's going on with your health, but know that through vigilance, you're gonna come through. Okay. Then I also pulled the love card for you. So this tells me you have a wonderful partner when it comes to hospice and healthcare and things like that. Not a lot of men like to nurse, but your man does. So allow him to love you unconditionally and fully. Accept those wonderful cups of tea. Cuddle with your kitty cat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Take that beautiful dream catcher and put it in a place where you can see it in bed. Okay. Within your line of sight. Okay. And that's going to help you with a lot of the anxiety as you have to lay down and recover and rest and take care of yourself. Okay. So know that you've got this and that you have a support system around you, which I love to hear. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, thank you, Gerald. And she goes, I am. And I love her morning picks too. Those are great.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what our next question is. All right. If you are a member, let me know, and I'll go ahead and make you a priority. Let's see. So our first question, cat is in your lap. That's so cute, Jane. We're going to do lightning round. We're just going to go back and forth, okay? Mm-hmm. Is Ryan Slade in the audience? What is coming for me in the next 12 months? Ryan, please check in. You got to be here for your question. And then Gigi, are you here, Gigi? Please check in. And then we have Kritika, and I know that Venus is in the audience, okay? So please check in. And you're so welcome, Jane. Thank you for the feedback.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right, we have Ryan Slade. We have the lovely Gigi. We have Kritika.
I don't know if you can hear that, so.
And we have Venus. Oh, I love that, Gerald. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it doesn't sound loud because I put the stuff on it. So.
Oh. Okay. It works. Okay, go ahead and ring it again. Let's pretend it's a gong.
Well, of course, I can always do this, as we're waiting for, Ryan. I could always do this.
Oh, there you go. 2 cowbells.
It's in stereo. Ryan is here.
Ryan is here. Thank you for checking in, Ryan. All right. So Gigi is here too. All right. Would you like to do Ryan's question or Gigi's? Ryan is what's coming up for me in the next 12 months. That's a lot. And then Gigi is California. Husband's going to be okay. They found something in his liver and pancreas. Which one would you like?
I'm happy to do Ryan.
All right. And I will do Miss Gigi.
It's coming for you, Ryan, in the next 12 months, please.
The first thing that came to me, Gigi, was how much sugar is your husband eating? Or ex-husband, I should say. That's what they just showed me, is paying attention to the amount of sugar. Because it shows up in just about everything we eat nowadays. It's hidden in a lot of foods.
Ryan, what's coming up for you in the next 12 months? There's some significant events going on in the sense of part of what you're going through is you may be having a bit of a dark night of the soul. You may be having these moments of you really wanting to understand the higher meaning of life. What are some of the secrets that you're going through? Because part of what's happening is you are finding a broader perspective about what's going on and where you fit into the world. After that, there's going to be this period of time where you're going to have this, I like to call it a malaise, where you're just sort of bored. It's so overwhelming. And then from there, you're going to go through a period of a bit of disappointment in the sense of what you thought and what you were feeling don't match up. And when that happens, it can cause a bit of strain and stress. The thing to remember, Ryan, is if you want a great garden, you need to go out and pull the weeds so that what you want to grow there will grow there. So there's this need or this suggestion of you cutting yourself a little bit of a break. And Ryan said yes, because I have the High Priestess, you wanting those secrets and deeper understanding, because the world is changing and you're trying to get a perspective. When you realize how things fit together, it's like, yeah, you're sort of tired of it. Keep your head moving, look for the opportunities that are around. It's going to lead to some disappointment, because that's part of, when what you thought and what you felt don't match, there's some disappointment. I end with the Empress card, which is saying, because we started with the High Priestess, and then we end with the Empress. It's okay to have this moment of quiet, because then you filter it through you have a deeper understanding, and then it can come alive in a new way for you. I mean, it's an exciting time, Ryan. I wish you the best. So I'd be very curious to see how things go.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay, Miss Gigi. My ex-husband isn't going to be okay. They said they found something in his liver and pancreas. Okay. More information is going to be necessary before he has a full diagnosis, because I got Gemini. Gemini is all about communications, information to explain, analyzing the situation, coming at it from a very cerebral, intellectual way, and also sharing knowledge with others. Not reacting and rather putting your emotions to the side is really going to help with the overall prognosis. Okay. And then I got the lovely Two of Wands. So this also tells me that second opinions might be needed. A specialist might need to be consulted before more is found out. This is all about planning, finding out what kind of assessment, outlook, or vision his health is going to, and how it's going to unfold. Okay, so there's a lot of planning, initiation, and bold future action that needs to take place in order for him to get a hold of this prognosis. Okay, this is a very solar plexus card. It's going to take some bravery. So courage through contemplation is what they're telling me, and also through developing those assessments. Overall, I did not get a bad card for the outcome. If the homework is done and he sees the right specialists and things like that, listens to the doctors. I got the expertise card. This is Sahadeva. Who is he? He is he has a lot of knowledge. He's one of my favorite characters in the Mahabharata, because he's the Vedic astrologer. And he was able to basically predict everything that was happening in the war. And I pulled this card before I went ahead and did some really interesting videos. I do have a section in my YouTube where I predict a lot of things in 2025 and into 2026, but I do hold back a little bit unless someone asks me, because they said, unless you're asked, keep it to yourself. And I'm like, okay. And that's what Sahadeva did, and it protected him. Okay. So this card is all about strategic discretion. Know that knowledge is power, but revealing everything too soon can weaken its impact. Okay. So expertise is really key here when it comes to his health and recovery. trusting the inner knowledge regarding his body, avoiding overexposure, conflicting advice, things like that is very important, because wisdom will grow stronger with guided timing. So one doctor says, do this, 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 and this before he sees the specialist. Maybe wait till you see the specialist and get a whole approach, the full-minded approach. I speak from experience here, because Jonathan went to his main practitioner who misdiagnosed him initially, and it wasn't until we went to a licensed neurologist that we found out what he had. So the specialist was able to clear up what his general practitioner found concerning. Okay, so it is important to consult more than one, especially when it comes to the specialties. When he does that, I got a gift is coming his way. This is very, very good card. The gift card is, it tells me that it's going to be like a miracle. Okay, so once he's able to do the research, listen to the right expertise and doctors, this tells me things are going to go very well. He's going to receive a very positive health report, and his intentions will turn in his favor. Okay, so that's the good news. But there's some things that need to happen. A lot of expertise needs to go into this in direction so that he can start changing his lifestyle habits. I asked, they said sugar when you said that. And it says, I'm not sure, but he likes his sweets, and his name is John. Okay, so yeah, that's the main thing that I got, was that he needs to really watch the sugar. Okay. Again, I'm not a doctor. Obviously, he needs to talk to his general practitioner and the specialist, but that's the little whisper that I got. Okay, and wonderful. Okay, you got it. Yay. Okay, Salama, I got your question in. All right, so we're doing lightning round unless we receive a tip, okay? So Kritika, are you here? Please check in Kritika. Venus is here. She wants a general. And then we have Jan Sui. Okay, are you here? Please check in, guys, because you need to be here to get your question answered. Yeah. We have our props team on set.
Hi, have we met?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So please check in, guys. Okay, Arkana, I did not get your question. So you'll have to put that in the chat, okay? Jan Sui is here, and then Venus is here. Okay. So would you like, Venus wants a general, and Jan Sui wants to know how to deal with feelings of unworthiness. Which one
I can do the first one, the one that you showed.
Okay.
Yes, Venus.
Okay.
Venus. Okay, so.
Oh, she reposted her question. Okay, let me try to find that, Venus. She says,
please no general, I'll change my question. Okay.
I will try to find that, Venus.
In the meantime, please take this opportunity to like this video and subscribe.
Okay, Venus, I'm looking for it. I'm not seeing it. It might have just gotten lost in the queue. Go ahead and ask it again. I listened and threw you a bone. Okay, that sounds good. All right, go ahead and repost that. I am not seeing it. It's eluding me. It was right above James' comment about healing her mother. Oh, okay. You're welcome, Ben. Let's get again. Let's see. Jane, healing. There's a lot of comments here, guys, because we're coming in on 2 channels, okay? So it might not have come through. Let me see.
At 35 after, have my mother and I healed our karmic relationship lessons?
Okay, got it. 35 after. Okay, there it is. Okay. Excellent.
So the short answer is yes, you have. There is some opportunity for more healing in particularly for you. There's an awareness, because what I have is there's this bit of sharing that has needed to go on. Part of it is accepting one's aspect and one's part in the karmic relationship and the lessons. But there's this opportunity to take a minute and to start to heal, and to start put that healing into action. So it's not just words, but you've actually started to apply it, because then there is an opportunity for things to, and it would be helpful for you to build the relationship with your mother that you would like to have. The last card I have for you is the Four of Wands, which is the card of celebration. It's the card of new beginnings, and there's a lot of energy. So, and part of that is when you are, when you're working through that stuff, sometimes it's messy. Keep showing up. Keep showing up, and be willing to do things a little differently. So that's what I have for you, Venus.
Okay, beautiful. She says, love that. Yes, he's good, you guys. Okay, so our next lovely question is Jansui. I would like to know how to deal with feelings of unworthiness. Okay, so the first card I got was the third house. The third house is how you communicate with others. It can be, and with yourself as well. What are you telling yourself? Okay, what kind of words do you use when describing you? Okay, I like to journal a lot. That's just part of my personality. And when I have a dream, or I pull some tarot cards that are a little critical for the day, I try not to let that critical voice creep in, and I try to act like I would be speaking to someone that I love and I care about. Okay, so pay attention to the way that you communicate with yourself and others, because if you heal this area, that inner speak will start to improve your overall impression of yourself, and it will attract people toward you who will see you in that light. Okay, Jan? The reason I say that is I got a really beautiful card for you. I pulled the Lovers. Okay, so this is a very good card to get. It's all about relationships and attachments, but it can also carry, an alignment of values. So if you let your values be known and you value yourself and your self-worth, you're going to attract the type of people who love you in return and love you for just who you are. Okay. This is all about the heart chakra. So if you do some of that heart chakra work, either through writing or really paying attention to how you think about yourself on a daily basis, that is going to completely change your alignment for the better. Okay. The reason I say that it might be a little out of phase right now is I got the Eight of Swords. Okay. This is misunderstandings can take place when I pull this card. So we got that third house of communications. So it's you're limiting yourself. You're tying yourself up in knots for no reason. Okay, take off the blindfold, liberate yourself, see the reality of who you are, and then make a way forward toward your own, how do I say this, self appreciation, love. Just it's kind of like giving yourself a mental hug and looking in the mirror and really affirming that you are a lovable and beautiful person. Okay. When I pull cards like this tells me that there was some abuse in the past. It could be either in your childhood, from relationships, things like that. Those critical voices are not yours. It's time to let them go. Okay. And try to see yourself for who you truly are, which is a beautiful soul. Now, when it comes to the opinions of others, it's important that you remain impartial. I got this card again. It seems to be a bit of a theme tonight, guys. So this is Balarama. What did he do? He was impartial during the war. There's a war going on behind him, and he's just feeding people and doing him. Okay. So in your relationships and your communications with others, step back from the drama, because your emotional neutrality will restore harmony in those relationships and harmony within your heart, and help you attract those people who truly love you for who you are and what you can give to the world. Okay, sweetie, I hope that was helpful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, so we have a couple of more. We have Salama. And then Critica, I'm sorry, Arcana, I've answered this question last week for you and the week before. So also there is a no contact, they told me no contact. So this is something that you need to respect this person's boundaries. Okay, sweetie? And respect your own boundaries and work on not obsessing too much. Okay, that's the reading for you, sweetie. All right. So is Salama here and is Sonia here? You are our last two questions. And you're very welcome, Jan.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jim James. Oh, Diane, I hope you warm up. It is pretty cold out in certain areas of the U.S. We were talking about that before the show. Tell them how many inches of snow you got, Gerald.
We got anywhere from 15 to 19 inches of snow. So in about a 24-hour period. So, and it's chilly. I went out and it was 4 degrees out for my walk and it felt like -8. So.
Okay. So our last two questions are Salama, are you here? And Sona Likatur, are you here? Please tap in.
Come on, everybody.
Yeah, wow. That's a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sonia is here. And can I ask what's coming toward me in love? Okay. And we are still waiting on the lovely Slama. Are you here? And Kritika did not check in. Okay.
Okay. So what's coming to you towards you in love? Well, okay. For entertainment purposes only, you may have 3 people who might be expressing interest in you. Or you might be interested in 3 different people. I got the 3 of Wands. So here's the important thing about that is pay close attention to it. Do not overextend yourself. Don't, if you want to go out with all 3 of them, great, go out with all 3 of them. However, it may be too fast and too furious. And so slow down a bit because you're going to have some choices. And part of those choices are going to be, oh, look, and at the bottom of that is the Lover's card. Yeah. So you may have more options than what you were expecting. And you are single. Well, guess what? I mean, being single is great. If that's what you want to do. And, but be very careful not to get to know someone, get to date them, get to understand who they are, but don't expect it to be go on a date. This isn't necessarily to mate with someone. Get to know people and to explore and to have a little bit of fun. It's supposed to be fun. So that's what I have for you. I think there's going to be some options. I might even say some friends might be trying to set you up. And that can be okay. But if you don't want that, tell them to leave you alone.
Yep. So. And while we were waiting for Salama, I see you. I did pull up 2 cards for you really quick, Sonia. I got Gemini, which is, have a little fun. Geminis are all about, kind of flitting and keeping their options open and communicating and not taking things too seriously. Just, going on casual dates. Okay. And then I got the 2 of Swords, same card that Gerald got. So this tells me that answers can be found through meditation, and that you might be pulled in 2 different directions here. So it's important that you take some time to withdraw and really balance your alternatives and find out what's there. And that can help you get that clarity on who's coming. So we got a lot of options. I love that for you.
I think options are fun so long as you know that they're options and you treat them as such.
She goes, okay, sure, got it. Okay.
All right.
Awesome. So now we have Salama. Okay, so may I have a reading on job opportunities in the coming month? I've been jobless since October of 2025. Okay, I've got a couple of cards for you now. I got that the last job did not end well. Okay, it could have ended a little better for you, dear. The reason I say that is I got the Three of Swords. Okay, this tells me that there was maybe some betrayal that took place. Okay, but know that the worst is over. There is an end in sight. You need to free your emotions to a new perspective whenever I get this card, because you could be carrying some wounds from that last job. Okay, and it can sabotage the next job. So it's important that you take some time out and really work on your heart space and find out, why did this happen? And what can I do to learn from this situation rather than let it sink in a little too much? And then I got Judgment, but it came up reversed. Okay, so it's important that if you are still carrying around negative judgments on yourself or another, maybe you weren't very highly thought of, things like that, it might have caused you some isolation. It's going to cause some difficulties and obstacles when it comes to finding that new job. So don't avoid making those doing that hard inner work before really jumping into a new position, okay? Because they're asking you to be very impartial. I got it again. There's 36 cards in this deck, guys. So,
Wow.
yeah, so this is a theme. This tells me that when there's wars going on at work, do not get yourself involved in the drama. Don't, it's bad judgment, okay? Take a step back, take your emotions out of it, and just do there to do the work. And don't pay attention to any of the inner office stuff going on, because it's none of our business in the first place, okay? Remain impartial. As I said at the beginning of the show, this is Balarama. There's a war going on behind him between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. He didn't take sides. He just fed everybody. And when they tried to ask him for his opinion, he goes, hey, I'm just here doing my job. That's the kind of attitude they want you to take in the workplace. Once you do that, I got a really good card for you. I got the dedication card. Okay. Now, this is one of my favorite cards to get because she's blindfolded. This is Gandhari. She is devotion that reshapes your perception. Now, her blindfold here was symbolized by her profound empathy and commitment to her husband because he was blind. And so what she did was she walked around with a blindfold on so she could empathize with what he was doing and be a better guide for him. Okay. So this card represents a commitment, a cause, or a person that is really going to call out your self-interest. It's really going to call out what you feel is purposeful in your life. Dedication to service is going to elevate purpose-driven work in your life. So choose a position that really you want to look forward to going to work every day because you just feel like you're giving it your all, and it really brings out that beautiful empathy in you. And that's going to help heal some of this from the last job. Okay. So try to see the next one with your heart, but also be impartial. Don't get involved in the politics. And I think you're going to be okay. Okay. And I hope that was helpful. All right. And then I was questioning my potential. Okay. Well, yeah. So do that inner work. You're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we are signing out. Are you good to go, Gerald? Or did you want to do a couple more? Are you good?
We can do a couple more if you want. I'm good with that.
Okay. I wanted to hit Kaylee a little bit. Popping in too late for lightning round. Go ahead and ask Kaylee. And then I will do a birthday reading for Bernadette while we wait for Kaylee's question.
Okay.
And then we are closing out, guys.
Yes.
And we appreciate any tips because this is our time and energy. And if you want a more a more in-depth reading, our links are in the description. You will not regret it.
Nope.
Okay. Please, birthday February. Okay, Miss Kaylee.
Yeah, I'm watching for Kaylee.
Okay. And I am pulling cards for you, Bernadette. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're subscribed to both channels. Everyone, we'd really appreciate that. Okay. Let's see here.
Kaylee's question is below.
Okay. I'll put hers up in a minute. Can you see it, Gerald, or do I need to put it up?
I can see it.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So, Miss Bernadette, they really want you to focus on your partnerships, compromising, things like that. Okay. That's what they want you really focused on. Uh, this is all about diplomacy in your relationships, partnerships, business, and otherwise. So, they really want you to focus on that diplomacy. I pull this card a lot am, when I need to work a little bit more with my husband throughout the day. Okay. Then I got a beautiful card from the Mahabharata. But before I go into that, I did get a little bit of a warning card for you. I got the Knight of Pentacles, but he came up reversed. There might be an unexpected situation because of poor planning that comes your way. This could come in the form of a financial obstacle or issue, not really feeling committed to something that can cause a little bit of depression or just some anxiety. Okay. So it's important to look at how your energy is being pursued in the long term and not go for any short fixes, especially with all of the planets at war right now. Oh my goodness. A lot of people are making impulsive decisions. They're acting before they think in the collective, and it's leading to a lot of issues. So it's important that you think long term, especially when it comes to what makes you feel grounded and secure. All right. It's also important, because I did get this from the Mahabharata, is I got the expertise card. Now, I explained who this was a little earlier. And what this tells me is that, expertise is really going to elevate your position in life. And if you share selectively, you can kind of protect your own intellectual property. This also tells me that maybe not just jumping into things and really thinking things through before acting on them, because we got a lot of wars and eclipses in the first 2 months of the year. So know that if you trust your inner knowledge and if you honor those long-term goals and commitments, you're going to be much more happy in the future, even though you need to practice a little more patient and you're not going to get those quick fixes. Okay. So this is all about strategic discretion, knowledge being your power, and restraint. And know that revealing everything too soon or reacting too soon is going to weaken the impact of your decisions and how successful they are later. Okay. And then very accurate. I feel that way about my podcast and the arts. Good. Take a break. Think long term. This is technically a podcast right here. I started this 3 years ago, and I'm now revamping my entire channel because in 2026, everything changed. AI is changing everything. So it's important that you take it slow because the algorithm is moving very quickly. Like, I'm having to redo all of my thumbnails. I'm having to redo my tags. I'm having to do a lot of stuff behind the scenes because YouTube changed the rules. And they have a whole bunch of new things I've got to select and deselect. It's a whole thing. So take your time and go slow. And you got this. And congratulations. I hope it's a wild success. Okay. I'm glad that that's helpful. All right. Miss Kaylee.
Kaylee, have a couple of big learning opportunities coming forward. Just curious what the guides have to say. Good. It's about time. Oh, excuse me. This is a great opportunity for you to be able to share the knowledge and the wisdom that you have, and allowing others to take that information and to do something with it that means something to them, so they can be able to put it through. A big lesson for you is I have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. You need to figure out how to balance all of this. We got two twos. Choices, things that you are going to have to, there's a lot of great opportunities. And do you need to do them all? Maybe, but not all at the same time. You have a limited amount of resources and you want to do a decent job with it. So I would definitely be paying attention to, balance is a big one. Balance in the physical resources, as well as your thought resources. How much can you do and how much can you teach, while maintaining your own balance? Because you're new at being able to speak in this way as a teacher, as an instructor, and that's cool. That's great. But you don't have to rush. Be willing to learn from that. Ultimately, work with your guides to have that level of support. Things are going to be wildly successful. Your wildest dreams can come true. What's really important is Are you going to limit your guides and tell them exactly what you want, or are you going to be open for the surprises that they could give you? Choice is yours. I know what I would do, but you know, I mean, this is things are going to work out quite nicely. Yes, instructing and taking a jump and learning areas I'm not as comfortable in. Surprises all the way. Well, whatever you do, don't try to limit them. Good luck. So, you're welcome, Kaylee.
All right. Well, we got through all of our questions. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. And Gerald, is there anything you would like to announce? Things coming this week? What things you'd like to advertise?
I have a great show with Jamie tomorrow for Back and Forth with Jamie and Gerald. I am doing a 1 card, 2 tunkles, long stash readings for Llamas, on Imulk on Friday. And subscribe to the channel. Things in, I don't know, February are going to be really exciting, and you want to be in on it. So there you go.
Great. And Gigi goes, mic drop.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I actually have a course coming up, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in the description. It is on clearing karma. It's a practical Vedic astrology course for understanding and healing your karmic patterns. You can learn how karma appears in your Vedic birth charts, because yes, you have more than one. And I identify unresolved past life patterns, show you how to do that, your personality, your purpose, work, life challenges. We go through all of it. It's 10 live courses. They're an hour and a half each.
Wow.
And we identify all of these karmic themes in your chart. We look at past life influences. We do, I give you some simple at-home remedies that you can do to clear some of those karmic blocks. And I use real chart examples in class. So it's like getting a reading from me. And my readings they're up there. So this is a great chance for you to take advantage of that. They're going to be on Saturdays starting April 4th through June 6th. And they're $15 a class. Okay. I made them very affordable. So early bird is up until February 21st. So I hope you can join me. I also have some free courses that I have uploaded on my YouTube channel with Vedic remedies for all of the planetary energies that are coming our way. And I have another playlist going into a lot of the unrest that we saw in 2025. I did those videos a year ago, but then I turned them into educational videos that you can reflect on, as well as I go into 2026 in those videos as well. So you can check those out. But yeah, subscribe to both channels. I obviously have a New Year's special up on my site, so you can get a discounted reading from me. And I will be on next week with the lovely Jane the Seeker. And before then, I will have February transits out by sign. So make sure to look for that video. Okay. Beautiful. I'm also going to do one specifically to the February 17th eclipse so that you guys can prepare for that as well. Okay. All right. So I'm sending you all lots of love, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And thank you, Venus, for being a wonderful mod, and all of us for staying with us throughout the show. We really appreciated sharing energy with you. And take care, everyone.
Bye.
Om Shanti.
My handlebar mustache tells fortunes in the cards. The major arcana shows my facial hair's in charge. Read your future in my perfectly waxed ends. The fool and magician say we're more than just friends. Twist and turn, twist and turn, twist and turn. Watch it turn.